Fort Wayne City Council looking to implement some term limits. To learn more and to weigh in, we are turning to your Republican candidate running for mayor of Fort Wayne, Tom Didier. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. How are you, Kayla?
I am doing well. I'm anxious to chit-chat about this with you because there's a bill right now that would essentially implement term limits for appointees from City Council sitting on boards and commissions. Am I understanding that correctly, Tom?
You are correct.
So how many terms would appointees be limited to?
Well, that's the question that I have to ask next Tuesday when we do a final vote. Right now, it's 2 terms. So there could be a 1-term, a 1-year appointment, or a 2-year appointment, or a 3-year appointment, or a 4-year appointment. And it was what I brought up at the meeting that night, but I didn't have anything drafted, so I didn't want to put an amendment together on the fly. You can bring something back and put an amendment in, as for the next meeting that would come up. And that's really what I'm planning on doing, because there's a part of me that I don't have, a huge issue with this, but I do have some concern, and some of my other colleagues have the same concern, especially with the 1-year appointees, and that's the problem that I'm probably having the most with it. So I can give you an explanation if you'd like right now on how I'm going to propose it, but majority of what Michelle was trying to get at,
Michelle Chambers, right?
Michelle Chambers, yeah. I kind of understand it, but at the same time, you have to really take a really hard look at this. Like, I've been on the GFW board for over 3 years, and the first year, I was just getting my feet wet, trying to understand it. And the second year, I felt more comfortable. And the third year, I'm really honing in now. And so I think that if you don't let someone stay on a board for a little while and get a grasp of it and understand it, it's a lot to undertake. And some boards and commissions are probably simpler than others. But like the Plan Commission, like Tom Freistoffer has brought up, Councilman Freistoffer is really concerned with this. And in many ways, I'm concerned also. But that particular board is really, really intense. It takes a lot of preparation, and it's very, very time-consuming. So you're going to need to make sure you have some very qualified people on that board and commission. And like I said, I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't have term limits, because some of these people have been on these boards for way too long, and there is that, what shall I say?
Happy medium?
Yeah, you just don't want to, ruffle too many feathers, because they are doing a good job and they are difficult boards to be put on. But I kind of understand that, yeah, you do want some different people on, but that's how the council works. I mean, we're elected for 4 years ourselves as council people, and we get to be on boards, and other people that we choose get to go on boards. And, you may not get reelected the next time around.
Right.
And so, you can see differentialities that go into different boards as they flow. But sometimes that isn't always the case. And you'll have people like, I'll use Don Schmidt as an example. When Don lost his election, he was on the Plan Commission for 15 years. So out of the 16 that I've been around. So I can tell you that is a long time, but Don did a very nice job, so should he have been taken off? In some ways, maybe not, but I think that's what she was looking at. And I really want to try and put this amendment together. I've got a draft done, and I'm planning on introducing the drafts next Tuesday.
Well, I'm definitely glad to hear that. I think my other kind of little hiccup here, Tom, because I'm with you, I see on the whole what the purpose kind of this was. But to me, this is the way I interpret it. Maybe you can explain it better to me. But the way I read this would only impact city council appointees to boards and commissions. But it wouldn't necessarily be for the people that, the mayor appoints potentially for the exact same boards and commissions, correct?
That is correct, and that was one reason why. See, I wasn't planning on voting yes for this.
Yeah, I was surprised you did.
No, I wasn't planning, but to be fair, that I knew it was going to pass because Jason was voting for it,
mm-hmm.
And then you had the 4 Ds. I'm not meaning that in any disrespect, but then you have those 5. Well, then I wanted to make sure that we have some leverage in regards to, okay, I'll vote for this if we are going to do something in regards to the mayors. Well, we found out through the council attorney that we can do that. And, again, I'm still not comfortable with this completely.
Mm-hmm.
But, if we're going to do it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander
mm-hmm.
type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way you have to look at it. And, I'm going to try to change the 1-year terms.
Yeah.
To be able to last for up to 4 years. Doesn't mean they're going to get 4 years, but that one year they could stay on if they can get basically recommissioned for 4 straight years.
I should mention, too, this did pass 6-2 in that initial vote during your last meeting. And then when did you say, Tom, the final vote, when you bring these amendments forward, when is that going to happen?
That would be on Tuesday.
This Tuesday. So can we check back in with you then next week and kind of find out how that goes?
Yeah, it would be awesome. Because, I will tell you this, it will affect my voting if this amendment does not get passed.
All right.
I really think that it needs to be pushed forward because I think that the boards and commissions, you really do need to make sure that some of these people are on for more than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bad thing about the 1-year appointees.
Yeah, I feel bad for those guys.
Well, they only get on for 2 years, and then they're not even getting their feet wet.
Right.
And they can't even, and then you're bringing somebody else in, and it really does put a hindrance on the boards and commissions because they're not on there long enough.
Yeah. Well, Tom, thanks for the perspective. Thanks for weighing in. We'll check back in with you next week and see how things go.
Thank you very much, Kayla. It's always a pleasure to be on your show.
Hey, likewise to have you. That is Tom Didier. He is your Republican candidate running for mayor of Fort Wayne.
Podcasts by Federated Media.